Okay. So we are live in my group, Successful Sassy Spiritualpreneurs, over on Facebook, and I'm going to record this for YouTube as well. So I'm Anne-Marie, for those who don't know me, owner of the Soul Awakening Academy. Sorry, that's the squeaky chair, and creator of quantum holographic echo healing, which is a root cause energy healing technique. So my focus really is to help people who have been in a similar situation to me, who've been through lots of childhood upheaval, obtained lots of damaging limiting beliefs, have come through with a lot of wounds, a lot of lessons and karma to learn in this lifetime. And without learning and embodying the skills that I have, which is positive psychology, mindset, spiritual coaching, and energy healing, then I wouldn't have been able to live a life where I feel I have been successful and happy and been able to live a life that is in alignment to my true self and be able to follow my dreams. So without that, a lot of people, and I still become stuck, don't get me wrong, but I have ways to get out of it. So a lot of people buy into the limiting beliefs that they've embodied as children, such as you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you shouldn't be here, stay small, etc. So we hear all these messages growing up and we think that's the truth about us and about the world. So it can really prevent us from living the life that we want. So I'm here to really help you uncover your truth, see way beyond the 3D matrix, look at different codes that you embody through your name, through your date of birth, and also helping you with the business that you want to create or have created, because we can go so deep into the heart of that business. We can go on a shamanic journey with it. We can look at your business archetypes and how you should brand yourself and the message that you need to convey. So one of the biggest stumbling blocks for people, I faced this, was I knew I had everything inside me that I wanted to share, all these healing abilities and healing gifts, but I didn't know how to get that out. I didn't know what my message was. And it's really, really simple. It stares you in the face time and time again, but because it's so obvious, we overlook it. So this is something I help people with, and we'll be doing workshops. So if you're here on Facebook, I can't, oh yeah, I can see you. So we've got Jade. Hello, my love. How are you? Hello, Mrs. Got my spiritual mama here. Nicola, amazing astrologer, and a few other people are watching. Karen, Joyce. So if you guys feel stuck, I know most of you here, if you guys feel stuck at all with any life challenges, just post your comments below and let me see if I can help you. Hi, Lindsay. So yeah, let's see what you've got going on in your life. And I'm going to share the chart with you if I can. It'd be really cool and technological, which is not my forte. Hang on, that's not worked, has it? No. Let me. Here we go. Hi, Maureen. Right. So this is the chart. So my spiritual mama, Nicola, you can definitely chirp in. Hello to everybody else and let me know what you think. So this is the chart of the moment for the UK. So I'm not an astrologer, but it's a hobby of mine and a wish to go down that path. So I'm just going to share with you what I see in this chart. So this is the chart cast for the UK, and this gives you all the planetary alignments and the famous saying, so above, so below. I totally believe that what happens up there affects us on here on the planet. Oh, she's here for a question. Okay, Nicola, yeah, cool. So what we've got, which is the reason why I've come on, we've got these big alignments of these major planets. Jupiter, who is the expansive, the biggest planet, and Jupiter is said to bring us luck. He expands everything, very benevolent, he's very generous, he's kind, he's over exuberant. So that's what Jupiter can add to our life, and it's conjunct. So absolutely touching, talking, singing and dancing with Neptune. Now Neptune is like ruler of the seas. All of these planets have a beautiful mythological story that goes with it, all gods, represented by gods and goddesses. And Jupiter, I think, is Zeus and is ruled by the sea. So the sea god. Jupiter as well, when you look at him in different aspects of various, I don't know, spiritual religious philosophies, such as Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, Neptune sits at the very top of the Tree of Life. So the Tree of Life is the tree of knowledge. And we are said to contain within us a tree of knowledge. And these spiritual Sephiro, they call it, like spiritual gateways that get activated within us as we progress through life. So Neptune sits at the top of the tree of knowledge. I believe it's called Kether, and it can represent our crown chakra. So if you follow my work, you know, I'm big onto the chakras, which are spiritual energy centers in the body, which govern certain things. But the crown chakra really is our kind of opening and gateway to our spiritual connection. So people talk about higher self, intuition, deeper connection to the cosmos. So this is where we can gain all our information. So it's kind of like opening up that flower aspect in our brain. You know, when we're born, we have a soft spot, and the in a baby, you know, the two hemispheres of the brain are merging together. Well, within that soft spot is said to be our crown chakra, which if we can open it, activate it simply with our intention and be connected to the highest version of ourselves, or to the most the original blueprint of the cosmos or creator God, whatever you prefer to say, we can download and access the information that we need. So it's like bypassing all this logical brain, this reptilian animalistic brain, bypassing all of that, and going much deeper to access the cosmic truth. So these two are together. So an expansion and cosmic truth. So you're bringing those together in the home sign of Pisces. So this is all about water and emotion. It's an abundance of water. But what does water represent? Well, our planet is mainly made of water, and our bodies are mainly made of water. When we were first in the embryonic sac, so without going too deep into it, Pisces is the 12th house of the zodiac. So it's the last sign before we come into the first sign of Aries, which is where we're born, if you think of it as a utero stage. So Aries is the fire starter. We burst out of our mother's womb and say, here I am, world, hello. So before we get to that, we're in the embryonic water stage. So Pisces is very much of the water container. So think about what happens with our water. All of the studies that have been done with water, Emoto, I think that's how you say it, where he talks to water in a kind and loving way. And another experiment, he talks to it in an unkind and unloving way. Well, the water that has been spoken to kindly is still fresh, and the water that's been spoken to unkindly is stagnant and dirty and horrible. And it's the same with plants. We speak to plants in a loving, kind way, then they blossom and grow. If we speak to them in a negative way, they wither. So everything within the water contains emotions, and that has you know, a consciousness, a life of its own that creates our life. So all of this is happening in a water sign, which means our emotions in our bodies are so tuned in right now to the cosmic energy of what's happening above us. So what does this mean? Well, potentially we could be having big emotional overspills. It depends on your own personal chart. You could be highly water person, like my daughter. She's very water. So hello, darling. So what does that make her? It makes her highly intuitive if we train our kids to tune in to what their body tells them, and it can make them overly emotional and sensitive as well. So sensitivity is a big thing. So all of our planet, she did hear me, yeah, she's having a breakfast. All of the planets, you know, hold keys, resonance frequencies to tune into our body. So if we want to tune in to what these planets have to offer us, then we need to be able to activate that sense within us, that sensitivity that allows us to really listen and experience what our intuition is telling us. So we all know that when we sit next to someone or we're having a conversation with someone, we're thinking, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not quite believing you, or there's just something about this that doesn't feel right. If we can go about, the next few days, the next few weeks, I mean, this is a fairly long transit. If we can start to use that intuition to start to navigate our lives, then this really is one of the essences of this planet. I'm just going to start. Oh, Jade's got to go. Okay, no problem. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so is everyone with me so far? I hope you're understanding this so far. So Neptune, again, being that gateway into the threshold of spiritual wisdom, bringing it down, expanding it for the greater good. It's also making a nice aspect there to Pluto. So Pluto is responsible for death, rebirth, regeneration, allowing things that are unseen or hidden from visibility or from consciousness. It allows it to be brought to be rebirthed, regenerated. And actually that's trining, so that's trining those two planets. So there's something seriously transformative in what is going on here. So that's really interesting. So think about what is transforming in your life. We always talk about this, Nicola and I, when we come on and we do lives and we say, everything has the capability to transform your life. Any opportunity can transform your life. But with what's going on with the planets, you really do have the opportunity to transform your life. But it's how you choose to connect to that will make a difference to how it plays out to you. So you can either go kicking or screaming, or you can tune in and trust and know that whatever's happening is pushing you forward for your highest good. So I'm going through some stuff at the moment. I feel like I'm always saying that to you guys, but my life is like constantly, changing. So I have to now literally just sit in that level of trust. And the best way for me to deal with anything that makes me feel uncertain, because I'm a girl who likes certainty, is to just tune in to a higher power and just let them know that I appreciate everything that they do for me, and I trust and I have faith that they are moving me forward to my next level of growth, and that I am committed to my spiritual path. So please allow me to stay on my spiritual path and move me forward along it, because everything I ask for, everything I ask the universe for, I always end it with, and allow me to do my spiritual work and be of service, because that's my passion. That's what I feel I want to do with the rest of my life. That can play out in so many different ways. I could live in poverty and do that, but that's not quite the life that I want. So when you are co-creating with the universe, it's important to ask for what you want, but remember to kind of tie it in for the how are you being of service? How can you be of service when you've got that red Ferrari or you've got that £1 million in the bank? Are those days long gone? I hope they are, going, where we just think about the benefit to ourselves. So think about having all of everything that you want in life, and how will that help you be of greater service. So maybe think about it in terms like that. So that's very like Jupiter, very benevolent kind of thing. Venus in Pisces as well, that's also in the mix. And Venus in Pisces is devotion and unconditional love. So you've got all of these planets in Pisces in your chart somewhere. So find out where it's living its life in you. So the Sabian symbol for 24 Pisces, the tiny island seems lost in the broad ocean, but its happy inhabitants have created a world of their own. This shows living with others, sharing the same space or efforts to create a happy life. The people pictured all live together and have created a world all their own. Created a great world all their own. No matter how well people get along, people still have to compromise and give and take in order to sustain good community relations. Drawn together by similar hopes and ambitions, it's ironic that sometimes compromise is the only way to successful coexistence. Making the most of what's available, even though it's restrictive, will help dispel any feelings of being cut off and isolated. Who are you comfortable sharing your space with? Who would you have sharing your desert island? Adaptability and cohabitation, considering others, coexistence, the need for new people to grow and flourish, apartments, people moving in, seeking like minds, social intrigues. So that kind of, what I say, how can you create this utopia world of your own, but also be available for other people as well? So most of you here are spiritual healers, gifted, you do your thing. I know that all of you here want to be of service to other people, yet we can find it so goddamn difficult at times with various things, and we come across blocks, and the blocks come in various forms of not understanding technology, of having a fear of being seen, not knowing what your message is, all of that kind of thing. That's where I can help you go deeper into what is blocking you and help you overcome it. So let's now move on to maybe looking at that for you. So I use symbology, that's the way I do it. I can tune into you as well, but I always go to the cards, and I use different ways to do it. It just depends on how I feel. Archetypes is a big thing for me at the minute. So let's just have a look at what's going on. So post your questions and let's see if I can help you. So Maureen says, how do I move my business to the next level? Okay. Okay, so it's always the thing I've got really good at understanding about asking questions is to really be specific. So Maureen, what do you want to get from going to the next level? So let's make the goal in the question. So the next level, if we just leave it like that, the next level could be something really basic that you don't want, your next level, what you're asking could be really specific, like money or something. So get specific with your question. What is your goal for going to the next level? And Rachel says, am I a healer or a coach? Do I need to learn more? Will my finances approve? Morning, Amy. So am I a healer or a coach? My goodness me, that's a question that I asked myself for many years. And then I decided to become a spiritual coach and energy healer. So I actually combined it all. So if you feel like that, I don't think you need to choose. I think you need to combine both passions, but that's just my personal opinion. Yes, your finances will improve. Yes, your finances will improve, Rachel. You've got the 6 of Wands there going into victory. So that jumped out for you. Again, Rachel, get specific on that. Do I need to learn more? More for what? You know, so yeah, we can learn more. I always learn more. I love learning, but if you're asking a question for the cards, be specific. What do you want to get from learning more? Is there anything Laura's missing to fill her classes? Okay, that's a good question. Okay. Be careful, baby.
Okay. Why are you mixing the cards up?
I'm gonna. Right. Okay, so tarot, Laura. You've got the High Priestess, you've got the Judgment card, and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so I think this is about your message here. Sorry, my phone's going off. This is about your message to me. This Judgment card is speaking to me a lot. I think this is about the message. Are you clear on that? Have you nailed that message in what you're doing, Laura? And then the archetype card, you can't see it, I'll just read it. It's a seeker, a thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So the seeker has a thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. I have a feeling those tying together. I really ask you to contemplate on going so deep behind your message about, is it conveying the truth of who you are, and have you really nailed the person, the problem that you want to help? I don't think you have yet. I don't think you've actually nailed the problem the person has that you really want to help. And I don't know why. I don't know why you haven't. It's like you don't allow yourself to go there, really. The shadow attribute of the seeker is the inability to commit to a path once found. So let me know if that resonates with you. She says she thinks it could be a lot better. I think, yeah, you know, unless we've got experts in our team, it's a tricky one. But I am going to be doing a workshop soon that should help with that. So Maureen. So what does Maureen need to do to teach more programs? Okay. Yeah, Laura says it's because she's still been collecting her skills before she decides what feels best. I get that. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at that messaging bit myself, to be fair. But I think I'm getting there. So it'd be good to nail the problem soon. Yeah, I think that's the thing, because once you do, I can see you just talking about it as is. You know, you go flying with it. Okay. No problem, Laura. Okay, so 5, let's think about this now. Let's see the question. Oops. Teach more programs. Okay. What does Maury need to do to teach more programs? So let me just try and figure these cards out. So you've got the 5 of Wands. So this is about things changing. This is about having maybe lots of ideas, lots of change, lots of inspiration going on. But it's to try and ground that one that charges you forward, that becomes like the umbrella, if you like. So let's say with me, Soul Awakening Academy, it's got the big master program, and then you've got like other offshoots off that. For me, it's like, okay, you've got a lot of skills, you've done a lot of learning, you've got a lot to offer. But now it's kind of like, okay, you can have all of those things, but just pick that one major thing that you feel you can charge forward with. And that leads to the 10 of Cups. So think about like what really does inspire you and talk about that more. Maybe just focus on that and start to really embody that and hone that in and get that known for that. So it's to think about that one thing to charge forward with that message. So I hope that helps. Nicola says, what are my next steps with the community project? I'm thinking of getting involved with or not, or something else on the horizon. So should we look at, should you get involved with it, or what would be the, the energy of getting involved with it type of thing? Okay. So yeah, these cards are positive. You've got the 7 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. So I think it's going to take a lot of hard work. I think it's definitely something that's started off with, the hopes, dreams, and the wishes with the 7 of Cups. Even kind of that Neptunian feel to it about the kind of way it could be of service to people. It's hard work. It's obviously going to take a lot of graft. And then you've got the Knight of Swords there. So it's about like charging forward with it. And yeah, I feel that it's the decisions and the charging forward with the, let's say, the plan of action. So the Knight of Swords. So he's inspired by his thought and he's taking action on his horse. So he's moving forward with it, with the intention of making it happen. So all of the focus, all of the energy is in this sword, which is the decision making. So it's almost like he's ready to go. He knows where he's going. He's got his sat nav on. He's had a conversation with all his buddies in the kingdom, and he knows exactly where he's going and he knows exactly what to do. So I feel now all this needs to come into making that point of singularity. Like, are you clear about what you want and are you ready to go forward with it? So that was the energy of you going forward with it. So I hope that helps.
Start doing it, Mom.
What's up, that thing?
What?
I'm not sure. It might be done now. So anyone else got any questions for me before I disappear?
Me before you go.
Uh-huh.
write this mess.
See if anyone's got a final question. If not, do a collective reading. So Maureen says online programs would be a way for me. Okay. My brain wants to say yes. Yes, it would. Yeah, it would. It would be a good way forward for you.
Anyone have questions?
I'm going to do a collective reading now. So this is for this conjunction that's going on. So we've got the Justice card. So relationships, Libra, how we see things and treat people fairly and ourselves, having faith. Then we've got the Six of Cups. So think about the happy times in your life, you know, regress your brain back to when you felt in that loving environment, so that community feel. So think about that Sabian symbol, how it was telling us about the community that we're creating. And there's Pluto. So we saw Pluto in the astrology chart. This can also be Venus as well. If it's Libra, Venus rules Libra. So this is very much about things we love, people we love, all of that. And Pluto is the regeneration and the rebirth. So this happens in the mind, guys. You know, this happens in our emotional body and in our psychology. It obviously happens outside as well, but we make these transformations and changes in our brains and in our bodies. So think about the communities you're creating for yourselves, the life you're creating for yourself. Who is in your environment that you love, and who do you need to spend less time with or remove from your environment to experience the reality that you want? So I hope that's been helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. And any other questions, or you want to message me personally, feel free to do so. And I will be back soon. Take care. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.